General George S. Patton was known not only for his flamboyant appearance and language, but for his love of action. As his U.S. Third Army fought its way across France and Germany, Patton launched several special missions, sending small units on lightning strikes deep behind German lines. One such raid backfired spectacularly for Patton and has remained highly controversial due to the nature of the target, a prisoner of war camp full of American officers, including Patton's own son-in-law. The mission was called Task Force Baum, and here is its story. In late March 1945, Patton had received intelligence that several hundred U.S. prisoners had been moved to Oflag XIII-B, an officers' camp near Hammelburg, Germany, around 40 miles behind enemy lines. He was thrilled, declaring, "This is going to make the MacArthur raid on Cabanatuan look like peanuts." Patton was referring to a prisoner of war rescue operation that General Douglas MacArthur had ordered in the Philippines, when a special task force of U.S. Rangers and Filipino guerrillas had trekked 30 miles behind enemy lines and rescued over 500 starving and sick Allied prisoners of war from a Japanese camp near Cabanatuan City. The successful raid had garnered great plaudits for MacArthur and his command and earned the envy of Patton. Task Force Baum was named for its commander, in this case a big, tough, flame-haired New Yorker named Captain Abraham Baum of the 4th Armored Division. Captain Baum was ordered to lead a task force of 10 Sherman tanks, 6 M5 Stuart light tanks, 27 half-tracks and 14 support vehicles to the camp through largely unknown German opposition, along a route about which there was no intelligence and on which no reconnaissance had been attempted. "The division is not to follow you," read Baum's stark orders. "You'll be on your own." Once he had liberated the prisoners, Baum was to load them aboard his transport and retrace his steps back to U.S. lines. To use a common military term at the time, Baum's ass was in the wind. Undaunted, Baum set off on the evening of the 26th of March, fighting through the town of Aschaffenburg, where he lost 1 Sherman and some other vehicles, and successfully alerted the Germans to his presence. Soon Baum was to see a Luftwaffe Fieseler 156 Stork spotter plane shadowing his column, reporting his presence to German forces that were closing in to attack. On the 27th, Task Force Baum rolled up at the gates to Oflag XIII-B, where, after a short battle with the guards, they successfully captured the camp. By now, Baum's force had been reduced to 50% strength, following a series of running skirmishes with German forces. He now realized that there were considerably more prisoners in the camp than he had been told to expect. He ordered that only 200 of the more senior American officers would be permitted to ride on his remaining vehicles. The rest, all half-starved or ill, were told that they could walk. Most wisely decided to stay put in the camp. Task Force Baum started back on the evening of the 27th of March, but it was soon realized that powerful German forces were closing in all around them. Taking refuge on a hilltop for the night, Baum determined to start off again at dawn on the 28th. But the moment the task force began to move, it was struck from all sides by heavy German fire. In a very short period, all of the remaining American tanks were knocked out, and Baum reluctantly ordered every man for himself, also abandoning all of his remaining transport. Just 35 men managed to walk back to American lines. Baum and 246 others were listed as wounded, missing or taken prisoner, while 32 men were confirmed dead. The operation sullied Patton's reputation with Eisenhower and in the press, though he managed to minimize the wider fallout through his staff's excellent damage control. It wasn't helped that it was discovered that Patton's son-in-law had been one of the prisoners in the camp, though Patton vigorously denied having any knowledge of this when ordering the operation. Even the greatest generals sometimes make mistakes, and Task Force Baum was a mission too far for George Patton. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do subscribe and also share. Many thanks.